Energy is essential for our daily lives. We use energy to power our homes, run businesses, move from place to place, and operate machines. However, the way we produce and use energy can lead to pollution and increase our carbon footprint. Research shows that energy use is one of the largest contributors of greenhouse gas emissions in Nigeria. These emissions come mainly from petrol and diesel generators, fuel consumption from transportation, and inefficient use of electricity in homes and offices.
For the reduction of fossil fuels, which generally come from petrol and petroleum byproducts and emissions of gaseous, harmful gaseous emissions during what you might call the processes and procedures of generating such energy, by when you drill, by when you are trying to harvest gas, by when you are trying to capture gas, whichever term you decide to use. All of those things have been known to become toxic at that level. At the second tier is when the users use it on their cars, use it for generation of power through generators or through other means of heating.
Many homes, offices, and businesses depend on petrol and diesel generators because electricity supply is not always reliable. A shop owner who runs a generator all day burns fuel continuously. Cars, buses, motorcycles, and trucks use petrol or diesel to operate. Heavy traffic and increasing number of vehicles on the road, when these fuels burn, they release carbon dioxide and other pollutants and contribute significantly to climate change.
An attempt to reduce the emissions of hazardous and harmful gases to the atmosphere by way of cleaner fuels, and that will talk about sunlight, we talk about wind energy. Some people have recently divested into the areas of hydrogen, which has to do with water and its chemical management to generate power through hydrogen. Cars are running on that. Then you now have CNG buses, of course, introduced in Nigeria and all of that. Those, when you're using CNG, and of course, the other uses of domestic gas, which is also LPG. But in all, cleaner modes of energy include sunlight, wind, and water.
A shop owner who limits generator use and switches to alternative energy sources reduces fuel consumption and pollution. A family using solar power produces clean energy from sunlight. When several people share one vehicle, instead of driving, less fuel is burned and fewer greenhouse gases are released.
The alternative is a renewed source of energy. This renewed source of energy are the solar, the biogas, the hydro power. These are the sources of alternative energy, and patronizing them, I will tell you, is quite expensive. Yes, but clean and more effective. Very clean and effective, and it does not contribute anything that harm our environment.
The mother nature is not only our own to protect, but a must to protect, because we have no other place to dwell than in our environment. Sanitation is key. The cleanliness of our environment, the reduction of harmful and toxic chemical uses in industries and others, especially plastics.
However, by adopting simple practices such as using renewable energy, conserving electricity, turning off unused devices, and using shared transportation, individuals can reduce their carbon footprints and help protect the environment for future generations.